Hi, this is your favorite faceless masked commentator. I cover news and give my personal thoughts on issues. If you find my commentary interesting, subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment. Holy hell. It's been a while since we've witnessed American military greatness. If you can't give credit to Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth at this point, you clearly have Trump derangement syndrome. 2 soldiers were rescued from behind enemy lines in Iran after a plane crash. On the day of Easter, they were both back in American embrace, without losing a single soldier. Today, I want to cover the timeline of the events. It kicked off on Friday, April 3rd, when a United States Air Force F-15E Strike Eagle from the 494th Fighter Squadron, 48th Fighter Wing, out of RAF Lakenheath, got hit by enemy fire over southwestern Iran during combat operations. The 2 crew members, a pilot and a weapons systems officer, a highly respected colonel, ejected safely but landed miles apart. Iranian state media immediately jumped on it, sharing images of aircraft debris and claiming they had downed a US F-35, but the tail fin photos with the red stripe matched the markings on the F-15E. They even posted a picture of an advanced concept ejection seat. Before I continue, a few people are confused on why our planes were shot at, even though America has air superiority. Firstly, valid question. I was confused too. The key word here is superiority, not supremacy. Supremacy means that the opposed force are fundamentally incapable of interference. Superiority, the term the President and Secretary of War use, means very little of their forces, air and anti-air, can shoot us down. Officials in Iran called for the search and capture of any surviving crew. They even used state television to entice locals into joining the hunt through monetary compensation. U.S. officials confirmed the downing. This marked the first time a manned U.S. aircraft had been brought down by enemy fire in the entire operation. That said, there had been earlier incidents like an F-35 hit on March 19th that still made it back to base. A KC-135 crash in Iraq on March 12th that killed 6 airmen, and a friendly fire event on March 1st where 3 other F-15Es were shot down by Kuwaiti forces, but all crews recovered safely. At that point, overall, U.S. numbers stood at 13 service members killed in combat actions against Iran and 348 wounded as of March 31st. Though that later updated to 365 wounded by early April. Search and rescue kicked in quickly. The pilot, the first crew member, was located and pulled out in a bold, broad daylight operation that took 7 full hours over Iranian territory. U.S. forces used helicopters for the extraction. 2 Black Hawks came under small arms fire from Iranian forces, but they both made it to safe airspace without any American casualties. Here's where we give the White House, Pentagon, and CIA some serious credit. They took a page from the woke liberal media to launch a fake news campaign. This bought the 2nd Airman, the weapons system officer, time to hide. He followed his survival evasion resistance escape training, SEER training for short. In this case, it meant hiking 7,000 feet up a ridge with a broken ankle to hide in a mountain crevice. While in hiding, he dressed his own wounds and used a distress beacon signal which informed U.S. intelligence and some Israeli sources. To my current understanding, this signal used some form of burst frequencies. Little bursts of signals on the radar so enemy intelligence couldn't tell. Regardless, exact coordinates were passed through and confirmed by CIA Director John Ratcliffe. The Pentagon and White House wasted no time in getting everything ready for the rescue operation. In fact, Trump was working the whole time in the Oval Office. Within 8 hours, planes were in motion. Within 12, our forces were on the ground, deep in hostile territory. The second rescue turned into an even bigger overnight operation early Easter. We're talking heavily armed aircraft, special operation forces including Navy SEALs, and MQ-9 Reaper drones providing overwatch and suppression fire. We also got large-scale strikes from every tactical jet in the U.S. inventory, plus B-1 bombers to clear the area and keep the airmen safe. By this point, our mountain hiker was evading for about 48 hours. Upon extraction, things got dicey fast. HH-60 Black Hawk/Pavehawk helicopters took on small arms fire from Iranian forces. The two C-13O/MC-13OJ transport planes landed on an unreliable improvised airstrip on a farm. This bogged them down due to their nose wheels getting stuck. They couldn't take off, giving Iranian forces more time to swarm them. Recognizing the danger, a third or backup transportation craft came to finish the extraction, after which they made the smart decision to blow up the two stuck planes to prevent giving Iranians free technology. President Trump broke the silence with posts on his Truth Social platform early Sunday morning, writing, "We got him!" And just like that, both aviators were safe, turning what could have been a major setback into a showcase of U.S. military and intelligence coordination in the middle of a hot conflict and announcing the full rescue. Iran tried to claim that they shot down our rescue planes, but anyone following the war knows they're just trying to look tough by lying. Honestly, I'm surprised we haven't seen much AI videos from them. I guess showing underwear and toothpaste is good enough for them. Here are my personal thoughts. This shit is radicalizing as fuck if you're a young man. Imagine all of the Democrat, woke, or liberal political views or ideologies. How many of these groups do you think would be capable and bull-hardened to pull something like this off? Nowadays, most of these groups preach values in opposition of the traits needed to execute something of this scale. In fact, some of these people are mad that we sacrificed 2 planes to save 1 soldier, as if the planes matters more than the life a soldier. Shit like this is why these donkeys are losing the young male vote. I've never been into war, military, or guns. I'm 31 and never really cared much about military affairs. This story is inspiring me to care. I've never focused much on God, religion, or faith either, but how else do you explain an intense rescue operation against military and local forces with no lives lost? If this can get a 31-year-old from the woke Obama era pumped, what the hell do you think is happening to the younger guys? Our military is badass, and no colored hair pussy boy is going to convince me otherwise. If you want more deep dives like this, hit subscribe, drop a like, and leave a comment with your thoughts on how it all played out. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.